All right, y'all, I got another Home Health Aide Chronicle story for you. All right, so this client was well-to-do. We're going to call him Alistair. So Alistair was well-to-do, lived in a high-rise on the north side. Went to visit him when I came in, introduced myself. Noticed that he had a humongous cat that would just jump over everything, climb on the tables, do whatever he wanted to do. And one of the first things I noticed was that there was $1 on the dining room table. The cat was on the table, knocked the $1 on the ground. I picked the $1 up and I went to Alistair and I said, hey, so the cat was on the table and this $1 was on the floor. And he looked at me and said, okay, you can just set it on the table. And what I gathered from that was that was a test that maybe some rich people do. Because if you'll steal $1, then you'll steal everything out of this house. So I think that was his way of testing me. And of course I passed the test. That was his way of testing me to see if I would put the $1 in my pocket and say nothing. But I don't do stuff like that because I'm an honest person. I'm an honest Joe. So I guess I passed the test, and maybe some other folks didn't, because I've heard of so many people, like, with Miss Agnes and other clients, where these folks is just stealing stuff from these seniors, and it's just not right. It's just not right. So he was a well-to-do man, and he was telling me that, his cell phone wasn't working. So I said, okay, well, let me see what I can do. I wasn't able to, I'm pretty savvy with computer technical stuff. Wasn't able to figure it out or whatever. So I said, well, maybe we can look up, like at AT&T, and I could take it to AT&T and see if they could fix it. And he trusted me enough, I guess, because I didn't take that $1. He trusted me enough to allow me to take his cell phone to AT&T, and whatever AT&T did to it, they fixed the cell phone. And he was so happy about it, because seniors, baby. I was talking to my grandma one day, and I was telling her about Wi-Fi and the internet and how you can look stuff up, and she was like, what? You mean to tell me you can do all that stuff on your cell phone? I was like, yes, Granny. I can call you. I can look up stuff like an encyclopedia. I can pull up all type of stuff. These seniors, they don't know. But we're here to kind of, help them out and help them stay hip. So got the cell phone fixed, and he was so excited about it. He literally said to me, after our conversation, he said, if I still had my business, I would hire you. And I was like, oh, that's so nice, because it's true. When you got a business, you got to have people you can trust. You got to have people, that's going to, look out for you. But yeah, so I did that one as a one-day, patient assistance, and that worked out. I never wanted to go see him again because I guess, maybe I was filling in for somebody, but I just thought that was interesting, how that technique that he used with the $1. So you got anything you want to tell me, like in situations like that where, something was a test, and maybe, I don't know, is that something that rich people do? Because I'm not going to leave no money out of nowhere. You will have to get out of my pockets if you know what I'm saying? So I can't do the test because I need my dollars. Anyway, I love y'all. Take it easy. Bye.